What's going on, guys?
Hi, guys.
We are here because we were tagged by Halloween Maniacs.
I think it's Halloween Maniacs.
It's either Halloween Maniacs or Hallowmaniacs. I'm not sure. And if we got that jacked up,
We will put it right here on the screen.
it's going to be there, And they tagged us in the Halfway to Halloween challenge. So I guess you're going to get to know us a little better, right?
Yep, we're going to answer 10 questions regarding like Halloween and scary, spooky stuff. Ooh.
And why we do what we do. So stick around. We'll get into this, and we will be tagging some more to say, tag, you're it now.
Yep.
So we're going to keep this whole trend going, but stick around. We'll be right back. All right. So, Jamie, we're going to start with the first question here.
First question, number one.
Number one is, are you a fan of haunted houses?
Of course I am. I love haunted houses. They scare me and I laugh and scream, and I absolutely love haunted houses. I think the very first time I ever went to a haunted house, I was actually in like middle school, and Dreamy Martellini, this was my boyfriend at the time. That's what David likes to call him. Little tidbit out there. His aunt took us to a haunted house. It was downtown Detroit. The area was scary. Being a middle schooler, I think I was either a middle schooler or just into high school. And there's something about walking through a haunted house and just that being scared, but at the same time you're laughing. Like, that's my way of coping, is I laugh and screech and say, some things that I probably shouldn't say sometimes. But yes, I do love haunted houses, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to get out to a couple this year. We'll try to fit it in.
It'll probably be a little tougher this year because we got some lofty stuff to deal with.
I know, but it would be nice to at least even hit one.
Yep.
Or two.
Well, I think some of our viewers love to see you go through haunted houses. I think that's one of the hot items. So
it's fun.
Yep.
It is fun. Sometimes I want to push David in front of me, but he would not be as fun to watch, you guys. He literally stops and looks at everything, and I'm like, come on, let's go. And then it's probably no fun for the actors because he's not scaring them. Or every once in a while they'll get him and they'll go, that's a good one, that's a good one, that's a good one.
That's good, right?
Yeah, but so now it's your turn. You need to answer the questions.
Do I like haunted houses? Yes, I love haunted houses. I also love home haunts too, as you probably already know that. But I think the big thing for me is it's a form of geeking out. Which, like Jamie said, probably not fun for the actors or staff. But I'm going to put this out there. If there are any haunt actors watching this or any haunted house owners, know this. If I have a look of wonder on my face, you have done your job. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to yell, but there's going to be things that blow me away. And yes, I'm going to want to touch your walls. I may even walk up to one of your actors and try to touch his mask and see if it's latex or silicone. Yes, I'm annoying that way because this is my time to geek out, and I love it. But I do love haunted houses. I love the creativity that goes into it. I love the escapism of it. I think all of us deal with stuff on a day-to-day basis, and life gets, exhausting at times. And this is a time for you to just forget about all of that stuff and go into some place where you're transported into another world, whether it's a psych ward, whether it's a graveyard or a farm or a clown house or wherever it may be. You're transported, and all of a sudden you're not thinking about those bills you got to pay or the write-up you got at work, or that guy who cut you off in traffic. So I love the escapism of it. So that's why I love haunted houses. So that's it. All right. Question number 2, Jamie. What is your favorite ghost story or haunted lore?
Okay, so this was kind of hard for me at first, but then I started thinking of, first I was going to say like scary stories, the books, and they're all the short stories, but I will have to say, growing up as a kid, there was a road called Denton Road, and Denton Road was supposed to be, there was supposed to be this little bridge, and an accident happened there. And so like kids would be afraid. And then there was also a really huge house that was, I believe, an old farmhouse at one point, and it was abandoned. And kids would throw their tennis shoes on the tree in the front yard. There was this huge tree, and there were shoes all over. So people would say, oh, those were kids that were caught by the guy from Denton Road. And I may be saying the story wrong. If any of you are from Michigan and you know about this, about Denton Road and the whole lore, put it in the comments.
What city is it in?
I guess it's Canton.
Canton,
it's in
Michigan.
Canton.
Canton, Michigan.
It's so funny because now my father kind of lives not on Denton, but he's close to it. And I think about that a lot when I go to his house. And it used to be all these farm areas out there. So if you guys know anything about that, comment below. Let me know if I'm saying the whole thing wrong and I just made that up in my head.
If you did make it up in your head, it was quite creative. Quite creative. Okay. Favorite piece of lore? Or what was the other part of it? Lore?
So it's either favorite ghost story.
Ghost stories or lore. Okay.
Or haunted lore.
All right, I'm going to go in a different direction. This goes back to my childhood. I think I'll share a little personal stuff with you guys. During my childhood, there were a few things that really traumatized me so bad as far as fear goes. One being the first Omen movie, and then Salem's Lot. Those two movies like terrified me so much to where I became desensitized after that. And then I was that kid that sit there watching Elvira, Mistress of the Dark every weekend, every night. I'd watch Tales from the Dark Side, and I just became, that was my thing, But it started off everything terrified me at one point when I was really little. So one of the things that I love is, and I guess you could call it lore, was the story of Sleepy Hollow and Ichabod Crane. I loved it, and I was terrified. When the Disney cartoon would come out every year, for those old enough to remember, that was a special day. And I loved the story because it just, you think about it now and it just oozes Halloween. All the things about it, the bridge, the headless horseman with the flaming jack-o'-lantern, and just the lore of him going to collect heads. If you think about it, it's a pretty dark story for that time, for a little guy, but that was probably one of my favorite pieces of lore, because the Headless Horseman, that lore existed well before Disney did their animation. And you can look further into the history of it, but that's probably my favorite piece of lore. So I'll tell you that's my fave.
Okay, so now we're switching it up. David's gonna go first. Number 3. Do you plan on Halloween decor hunting this year? And what do you hope to find?
That's a great question. When I think of Halloween decor, I guess that could be a wide net. I guess when it comes to it, a lot of times I'm looking for props. One of them is right here, staring at you. Got him. Another thing about me, love werewolves. As a kid, as I said before, I wanted to be a werewolf. Obviously, I'll be looking for more props, probably, and more atmospheric pieces, because we'll be doing our haunt this year. So I'll be looking for things.
One
specific. If I'm being specific, this is kind of a tough question. I think this is going to be really good for Jamie, but for me, if I'm looking for something specific, believe it or not, as far as retail goes, I really like that Gravedigger that Home Depot has. I think I want to get my hands on him. Matter of fact, I think I've kind of pigeon marked him already. That's what I'm after. But really, that's I'm going to be looking for decor in terms of setting up our home haunt. That'll be more of what I'm looking for. But yeah, that's my answer.
Okay, so number 3, will I be out Halloween hunting? For sure. That's what I do. On my other channel, it's called Jamie Loving All Seasons. And obviously, I'm out in the stores seeing what's new. And to be honest, unlike David, where now all the Spirit, the Lowe's, all that, they're doing all these drops. Okay, but the type of decor that I buy, I kind of got to go into the store, see what's in there, and figure out my theme. So I do my mantle up big. If you have not seen it and you're on this channel, go watch my home tour. I'm okay if you want to skip to the mantle. I understand, because it is a big deal. And I do above my cabinets. I do a coffee bar. So your girl's always looking for something.
Tell them about some of the different themes you've done. You did.
So one year I did like a retro. That was very different for me.
Yeah.
It was definitely like retro themes, neon colors, not normally what I do. I've done a witch theme, basically like it was a witch mantle, and like it was the witch's house. There was leaves all in it. I've done kind of, what did you call last year's? David called it something. He kept calling it, and I'm like, no, that's not really.
It was Victorian?
Yeah, it was kind of Victorian, like Halloween, kind of vintage looking a little bit.
Old London type esque.
Oh, yes.
Manners.
So I try to pick a theme every year. So sometimes when I'm out hunting, I will find something that it could be something very small, and I basically wrap my whole theme around that. So to answer the question, yes, most definitely. Do I know? No. What I'll be getting until it comes home with me. So that's my answer.
Probably a few pieces from At Home will definitely be in there.
Oh, for sure.
All right, Jamie, question number 4.
What's 4?
Candy corn. Love it or hate it?
Love it. Yes, I'm a weirdo. As David likes to say, I eat earwax. I love candy corn. Do I eat a lot of it? No. I will say I like the pumpkins that are kind of made out of the same thing a little better, but I do love candy corn. I've loved it ever since I was a kid. I love the decorations with candy corn. You'll see them throughout my house. In the kitchen, I tend to do fun, cutesy, so a lot of times you'll see little candy corns with faces on them. So yes, on candy corn. 2 thumbs up.
Do I like candy corn? Do I like candy corn? Do you like candy corn?
He loves it.
No, he doesn't. Look at his face. He's disgusted by the idea. He's like, what are you saying to me right now?
It.
He's like, don't ever talk about... Yeah, no, I don't like candy corn. I really don't like it. It really tastes like candles. I don't eat candles.
So how do you know?
And I don't eat bars of soap. And I've accidentally ingested both of those, so it's very reminiscent. So that's my answer. Do I like candy corn? No, thank you, ma'am.
All right, we are on number 5. Sorry, we're at number 5. I'm jumping ahead. Are you into costumes and dressing up for Halloween? And what was your favorite costume, if you do?
Okay, all right. That's and actually that's kind of a complex question because technically I don't. I know it's going to surprise some of you. I don't like dressing up unless I'm haunt acting. If I'm haunt acting, I love dressing up because that's something completely different. But just to dress up to go to a party, I probably won't like that too much. And I know you guys are probably like, boo, yeah. I'm kind of a bump on the log when it comes to that. But when it comes to haunt acting, yes. And I do love costumes. I love them because they're essential to what I try to create. So I'm always looking at something that fits the theming of what we do. All-time favorite costume? That's tough. There's a lot of costumes I like, but obviously I'm a sucker for scarecrows. I'm a sucker for, just so you know, most of the time if you're ever here, I've only done it a few times, but I'm normally Jeb, who is our main character here. He's a former family man that was cursed, and he became a undead scarecrow, and he's looking for revenge. So a lot of times I'll dress up as Jeb. So that's usually me if that's happening. But I wouldn't say that's my favorite though, because like I told you guys already, I love werewolves. I love werewolves. Although I have not seen the perfect werewolf costume just yet. So, but there's my answer.
Okay, so to answer this question, you guys are gonna boo at me too. I actually don't dress up that much. Every once in a while I will put a witch costume on because witches are part of our lure.
Yep.
And David has begged me for years to be a real gnarly, wicked witch. And I do have a pretty good witch laugh.
Yeah, but she wants to be a cosmopolitan pretty witch. She wants to be Glinda. No, we don't have Glinda.
I do have a little quick story. So I always dressed up every year for Halloween. My mom is really one of the reasons why I love Halloween. She was into horror. She read all Stephen King's books. My mom loved dressing up. My mom was the mom on the block that all the kids wanted to hang around and be at our house. Okay? My mom was super creative. And every year, I always wanted to be like Cyndi Lauper. I wanted to be roaring 20s girl. I think I was Cyndi Lauper for several years. One year I was a clown. One year I said, Mom, I want to be scary. She made me scary and I cried. I cried, you guys. So I don't know if that has something to do with me dressing up now and not wanting to be scary or something ugly, which is so crazy because really you can become somebody else.
Yep.
That's the thing that I need to get up here because your girl loves to be, what's the word?
Happy?
No, likes to be over the top. If you notice, I talk with my hands. I'm very loud. I'm just naturally like, what is the word? I don't know. Anyways, one of you will put it in the comments. But yeah, so as for my favorite costume, honestly would probably be me as a roaring 20s person. I know, right?
Ragtime.
Yeah, I had a really cool outfit for it, and it was actually a dance costume that I had. So yeah, your girl needs to get her inner spookiness and inner scariness. Maybe one day you guys will see it.
Let's hope so. All right, Jamie, we're on question number 6 here. And here we go. What activity or experience is on your bucket list this year?
Well, obviously, as David has said, we're really going big this year with our backyard. So as for getting out and doing things, we may not be able to do as much.
Yeah.
We have talked about, though, possibly going to Vegas, but that will actually be at the very beginning of next year.
Right.
Like sometime at early beginning of next year to go to the, what is it?
HHN Unleashed.
Yes.
Yep.
In Las Vegas. Yep. So I'm super excited for that. So if I were to say, I am really excited about halfway to Halloween. So that starts our spooky season. season.
I like season.
Our spooky season, and but I'm hoping we'll get to at least maybe 1 or 2 haunted houses. I like to try to push the envelopes with David.
So what's a haunted house bucket list item that you have?
know what? I'm really sad to say that I've never been to Erebus. I've never been to, what's the one in Westland? Hush. I've never been to Eloise. I know. Shame on me, right? These are some big ones, okay?
Yep.
We've been to Derange, which I love. Scream Machine.
Nightmare Realm.
We've been to some other ones. Niles,
Yeah.
which is huge. And
Fantastic.
I actually love
Amazing.
Niles.
Yeah.
I loved the Kalamazoo one.
Yeah, Nightmare Realm.
I really like that
Nightmare
one
Realm.
as well.
Yep.
But
Great
I
haunts.
would like to hit some of those big ones that everybody knows Michigan about. It would just be nice to say, yep, been there, done it. That's it. So that's my answer.
Got it. All right. Bucket list. Short term, long term. Unfortunately, most of bucket lists won't probably be this year. Just like Jamie says, we are planning on taking kind of a hiatus in 2026 so we can get out and experience some things. But because we're doing that, we've decided to really push ourselves this year, which I'm sure I'm going to regret. So at some point, your folks here may need some encouragement because we're old. We ain't young spring chickens, but we really want to push the envelope and do something really special for the community here and make it one of our biggest years ever. So with that being said, obviously it's going to absorb a lot of the time. But yes.
You know what I was just thinking?
Was that?
If someone's tuning in for the first time, they may not know what we're talking about. So tell them just a little bit about what we do.
Well, yeah, we can get into that. I won't go too far into it, but we do a charity home haunt here in the Ypsilanti area. We work with Hope Clinic, and for the last 7 years, we've done a walkthrough. Actually, minus last year, we've done a walkthrough. We have corn stalks brought in. We set up a kind of pseudo corn maze with a bunch of other stuff, scenery, props, the name. And we've got volunteer actors who come in and help us out. And basically the cost of admission is any non-perishable food item or hygiene item, which we collect for Hope Clinic. And we've been doing that. It's awesome. And we really enjoy being able to, we get 2 wins. One win is we get to spread the Halloween bug in our neighborhood and our community. 2, we get to help our community by providing for some of those families that don't have the ability to provide these things for themselves. But I don't want to go too far into that. We have video on that. You can check our library. I'll throw up a few. You can see some of our walkthroughs. But like I said, we're going to be pretty inundated this year. But to give you an idea, as far as bucket list, I'm going to talk about it because it's bucket list. So bucket list, we made it to one of our bucket list items, I believe it was 2 years ago, and that was Hell's Gate.
Yes.
And man, it did not disappoint. It was absolutely mind-blowing. If you have not been, stop everything and go. That's all I'm gonna say. Stop everything. It is an experience. I mean, sometimes I think you go to these events, and no disrespect to anybody, sometimes people are more focused on, just scare acting. And scare acting is important, but I look at a haunted production as 3 prongs, right? You got 3 prongs and they're all important. Haunt acting is one of those prongs. Set design is one of those prongs. And then lore and storyline is one of those prongs. So if you have all 3 of those, Hell's Gate has all 3. Mm-hmm. They have all 3. And so sometimes you find one and they're good in one area and weak in another. But that was the first time we had an experience where we really were blown away by the operation and the production of what that was. So with that being said, there's 2 on my bucket list. One is Haunted Overload in New Hampshire. That is really, it's like a thorn in my neck. I want to get to this one so bad, but Haunted Overload is really up there. And then another one I really want to get to is Netherworld in Stone Mountain, Georgia. So those are 2 big bucket list items. So maybe 2026 will be our year to finally knock the monkey off our back with those. But,
yeah, I'm excited. I didn't even think about that.
Yep.
When you asked me, I was thinking locally.
Yeah.
But yes, those are definitely, at least Haunted Overload for me.
Yeah, those are bucket lists.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree.
So, But this year, so you're saying nothing really.
We may be able to sneak to Eloise. That may be doable because it's 20 minutes away from us. So that may be doable. And Erebus may be doable. And really a lot of that has to do with how fast we get through our production goals. If we're able to get some of the stuff done we need early, we'll have time. So hopefully we are. So if you want to help us, feel free to come on down to Ypsilanti and help us build some stuff. We can use some extra arms and legs. You know what I mean? So far, it's just us. So
yeah, 2 old fogies.
That's it. And we're pretty much all adrenaline and passion. That's the only thing we have for fuel. So, but there we go.
All right, number 7. What book series or movie screams Halloween to you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. This is an easy one for me because I'm gonna bring in let me tell you, I'm a late bloomer, and I got to give Jamie credit for this because I had not seen this movie with our buddy Sam, and I got to tell you, a lot of times I go back and watch movies I haven't seen, and I'd gotten off of horror for a while because I felt like most of it was really bad. It was really bad. I know some of you guys are gonna be mad at me, but I watched Jeepers Creepers and I was like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Wow. No.
Sorry. But, okay, all negativity aside, when I saw this, it was the first time I don't know if you guys, I can't explain it, but these feelings you get when Halloween comes around, that sense of excitement, the idea of kids walking around trick-or-treating and just the crazy 80s colors and vibes, and this movie had all of that. And I was like, this is a true Halloween movie. It really felt like everything you think of Halloween, this is trick or treat. I said this before in our video when we're looking at a home haunt in California, the farm haunt, Tim Fowler's haunt out there, and his haunt gives me those same vibes. It's all that Halloween goodness that just makes you, from the crazy over the top gore stuff to just the dark humor to just the cool visuals, and I love that. So yep. Once again.
Speaking of, if they didn't watch that, definitely go check that out. Was our favorite home haunt.
We just did that a while back here. My favorite home haunt, halfway to Halloween edition. There are some great haunted, not haunted houses, but home haunts in there, and the farm haunt is one of the ones I was talking about. But yeah, Sam's my buddy. He's one of my favorite little guys. This movie won me over really fast, and I like I said, I saw it late in life, and I'm glad I did because it's one of my favorites. So.
Okay, so for me, I kind of want to steal David's answer a little bit, but I did. I'm gonna say Hocus Pocus first for me. That's number 1 for me because guess what? Your girl, yes, I watch it every single year. Every single year. Okay? That is one of my things I'll put on when I'm decorating for Halloween. It just puts me in the mood. I absolutely love it. And then I would say Trick or Treat. He is very right. And I did show him the movie.
It was all
He did not know about it.
I didn't know.
And I said...
I was avoiding it. I didn't even want to see it.
He didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
I told him this movie was so good. And like he said, it's nostalgic. So if you're around our age, or you don't necessarily even have to be around our age, but you'll get it. Like you'll get some of the stuff that's happening in there. And it just makes you feel like Halloween. I know most people are going to say Halloween, the movie, because yes, Michael Myers, he's out during Halloween. He's killing people. He's going crazy, right? But I'm going to say Hocus Pocus for me, and then Trick or Treat in a second.
All righty. All right, Jamie, we are at number 8. Look at how time flies. How do you typically spend your Halloween night?
Oh.
Well, that's a loaded question, right?
So, Halloween night. So, depending on where Halloween falls, okay? Some nights we have had the actual walkthrough going, or we've had stuff going on, okay? this year, that will be the case. We'll have haunt actors. We'll be sending people through. It's gonna be busy. Okay. Honestly, I'm going to be running around, making sure food is there for the volunteers, checking people at the door, talking to the neighbors, making sure all our volunteers are, have water or they've ate or this or that. So I'm being Mama Bird. Okay. I'm mother henning everybody at that
That's
point.
called, I think the term is haunt mom.
Okay. Well, that's me, haunt mom, making sure all those good things. Now, typically, if Halloween falls on a weird night and it's not like a weekend for us, we've done where we have a bonfire out front and we're passing out candy and people can see like what's going on. Like they can look at the front and all of that. We've also had Halloweens where we were inside. We were actually watching our Halloween movies, having pizza or something special to eat, something fun to eat that night. So it can be very different from year to year. But like I said, this year will be busy. The fact that Halloween is on a Friday and our neighborhood is gangbusters, it's going to be bonkers. It's going to be bonkers. So your girl, say a little prayer for me. Do send great vibes my way for that night, for sanity, that I don't lose my mind.
There you go. So, yeah, I think Jamie pretty much covered that. How we spend Halloween night it varies. It varies depending on, whether it's a leap year or not. Sometimes we're trying to do teardown because, especially when Halloween falls in the middle of the week, you know how people are. They tend to completely revert their brains once, November rolls around. They're already in Thanksgiving mode. They're like, I'm done with Halloween.
They're typically in Christmas mode.
Or Christmas mode or whatever, but they're done with Halloween, And I'm talking people who aren't like insiders like us. It never ends for us. But for most people, November comes around, they're like, all right, we're done. Which is kind of one of the things we're struggling with this year with it being on the weekend. We're like, are we going to stay open on Sunday? And I think it makes sense because the weekend is the weekend. It's Halloween weekend. So we'll probably go ahead and do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, So yes, and as Jamie said, this neighborhood is very Halloween active. We are in a subdivision. This is mostly farmland. There are probably like 7 to 8 big subdivisions outside of ours, and all of those tend to pour into this one, so it gets really active. Last year
was awesome.
What did we go through? I'm going to say we probably went through, I don't know, $700 worth of candy if you think about what we paid for, which was about $500, then our neighbors came and brought more and dumped theirs in ours. So and
people that were here just hanging out with us brought candy.
Yeah, so we went through probably about $700 worth of candy, just to give you an idea of the scope. And it's like it's like a concert. Kids keep coming, and people are walking through the streets. Cars are slow driving because people are walking in the streets. It's wild. So yeah, we're always busy on Halloween, and we're normally spending it giving candy out. Sometimes we are doing both, doing the haunt and giving out candy at the same time. So that's what we'll be doing. So.
All right. So I guess there is actually 9 questions.
Yes, because the 10th one isn't really a question, but we'll get to that.
Right, we'll get to that. So number 9, what does Halloween mean to you?
All right. This is I don't want to get like super, emotional or, sappy on you, but I've always told people that Halloween was one of those things that I didn't really get to experience growing up because the area I grew up in, it was a very depressed area. South Central Los Angeles, for those who know, South Central Los Angeles is not a mecca for happy kids. It's a rough area. It's very dangerous. A lot of gang violence, a lot of poverty. So there wasn't really an opportunity for kids to be kids. Kids had to grow up too fast. I've told the story before. We had our trick or treat failed. Me and one of my buddies, we just wanted to have a Halloween, and we went out trick or treating, and only to have a gangbanger take our trick or treat bags and slam the door in our face because we were being dumb, But stuff like that, growing up, not having that. And then all of a sudden being exposed to different neighborhoods where Halloween was a big deal and people were celebrating and kids were having fun. It was one of those things I was just like, wow. So this is real. People actually celebrate and they have fun and they do these things, because my world was where I grew up. And I think for me, Halloween became one of those things where I want to provide something for children so they always have something to remember, and never have to have that reality of this isn't for me. We try to flyer our event. We want people from all different neighborhoods coming down to our event, because one of the things I take joy in Halloween is building memories for these children. They're going to grow up and remember, I remember that house I used to go to, or I remember they'd give us the big candy bars, or remember that guy chased me down the street with a hook or whatever. Just all those things. Those are great memories. So Halloween means to me a time of, believe it or not, joy. Like I said before, it's escapism, and I think that was cemented for me in 2020 during COVID, which was a rough year for everybody. And we did our Halloween hunt, and we had our trail set up, and we had our signs out that said 6 feet separation, please wear a mask. We had sanitizer stations. We had all this stuff, but we still wanted people to be able to have some fun. And we had so many people walk up to us and say, thank you for doing this. And they weren't just saying thank you because we did an event and entertained them. They were saying thank you because we provided something to get their mind off of what was going on in the world at the time. So yeah, Halloween to me means a time of joy, a time for you to make memories. And and if being scared out of your mind is part of that, hey, let it be.
Oh, well, he said a mouthful, right?
Literally.
Probably took a lot of what I was thinking. But no. So Halloween for me, like I said, I had a very different childhood than David. I told you a little bit about my mom. I'm not going to get emotional. Not going to cry on this channel. Not going to happen. There's no crying in Halloween.
There's no Barbara Walters anywhere in here.
So my mom loved Halloween, loved it. Like I said, she was super creative. It wasn't even always scary, but one time I remember her driving me to my grandmother's to go trick-or-treating, and she was dressed up as one of the invaders from the Body Snatchers, if anybody knows that movie. She looked just like one of them. And she's driving, she looks over, smiles at someone, and the guy is almost about to wreck. That's the type of childhood I had.
Awesome.
I went trick-or-treating. We ran from house to house. My uncle one year took us to all the, he took me to bars. Not just bars, but to restaurants. And he's like, they'll give you the best things ever.
Wait, but you got to talk about your dad.
Oh, okay. So not only did I have my mom that loved Halloween, my dad literally, you guys, this is before people really did home haunts and things like that, right? My dad dug up the yard. My stepmom, I thought she was going to kill him, and had a coffin coming out of it, and we put my uncle in it, which terrified kids. Absolutely terrified them. One year he had my stepmom dress up as a witch, and you walked onto a trailer, but it was covered, and she was in there, and it looked like she had a big cauldron. And when you walked up on the trailer, he had a blower and would blow, and leaves would come up on the side, and the kids would go running. And I was in the house at the time. I had my oldest son. He was just a baby. Literally born in October 12th. So he's a baby, and I'm in the house hitting the flip. I'm looking out the window, hitting the flip, watching the kids run. So for me, I'm not gonna cry. For me, Halloween is joy.
Yep.
As well.
Yep.
I know it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy that you're saying all those things and people think Halloween is this demonic, this whatever. It's not.
Yep.
It's not. It's about fun, family memories.
Yep.
I'm so sorry, you guys.
Well, it just further proves that.
I'm so sorry.
It just further proves that this is a holiday, and I'm not, I think people, like you said, they tend to demonize this, and that's not what it is. It's not what it is. It's entertainment. Now, like for some people out there, I'm sure there are probably some real Satanists. There are probably some real witches. You know what I mean? And that's great. But most of us, go to our daily lives and we go back to our jobs. And this is a fantasy for us. This is entertainment. I know zombies don't exist. I know werewolves don't exist.
Yeah.
But it's just the fun of it. And it's just the idea that, Jamie can attest to this. If you can think of the amount of smiles we've seen on people's faces, it's crazy.
Right. And people that you wouldn't think that they would enjoy it.
Yep.
Those are the ones that typically enjoy it more than anybody else.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny.
Yep.
Like I remember us having this little boy that was so scared. And we kept saying, don't make them go. We don't want kids to ever be like terrified or traumatized from like our haunt. We want them to enjoy and have fun. And I remember him getting up the courage to finally go through. And this young boy had sensory and
he's on the spectrum.
He was definitely, he was on the spectrum, but he did have sensory issues. So like the mom was worried as well. What he went through, and then he wanted to go through again. And then he wanted to go through again because he was so excited and had so much fun doing this.
Yep.
So for me, like I said, creating memories, family, joy, and joy is my word. That is my word, and David stole it. Anybody that watches Jamie Loving All Seasons know joy is my word. So it definitely, Halloween brings me joy and memories and family. That's what Halloween means to me.
Yep, I agree.
And I'm so sorry I lost it. But we're good.
It's real.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, actually.
We want to thank Halloween Maniacs or Hallowmaniacs for tagging us in this. We
definitely will link their channel.
Yes.
David will link their channel. Go check them out. They love some vintage Halloween. I think they like more than that, but they definitely show lots of vintage Halloween. So if you like that, check their channel out.
And they go hunting and find some really, really, really rare pieces that I'm sure you would love to see. So definitely check them out. And they actually get around. They go to quite a few places in the Midwest to hunt and find some of these items, which is really cool. So, but the 10th question, there wasn't really a 10th question. The 10th question was tag your spooky friends. So we're going to go ahead and tag some of our friends here so we can keep this going. So, hey, here's the deal.
This is the fun part.
This is the fun part. But you got to play, guys. Don't be a bump on the log. You got to play. We got tagged. We were it. Now we're going to tag a few people so they can be it. And the hashtag is halfway to Halloween. Hashtag halfway to Halloween. This was started by a bunch of different other YouTubers, and it somehow wormed its way around to us. So here we are. And we're going to now pass this along to a few others. So you want to start?
All right. First person we would love to tag. Halloween Dan. Hi, Halloween Dan.
Going across the pond.
Yeah, we're going across the pond. That's David's brother from another mother.
Yes.
We've learned.
Yep.
So, we're tagging you, and we want to hear your answer.
Hashtag halfway to Halloween. Come on, Halloween Dan. It's your time. You're going to have to now answer those 9 questions and tag some more spooky people, although I'm probably going to take one of your people that you would tag right now. So I'm going to go ahead and tag in the next person that we're throwing in there. You, by the way, you will also see these tags in our bio or whatever you call that, in the, I don't know what you call that stuff, but in the description of the video, in the comments, we will have
link below.
The link below will have.
You know what? And maybe David could kind of show. Sometime I saw someone actually take a picture and show where people can see that.
Yes.
Some people don't know.
Yes. By the way, Halloween Dan is a channel. Go follow Halloween Dan. Go check him out. He has some really awesome content, and sometimes it's just downright insane funny.
We love him.
Yeah. So definitely go check that out. But Halloween Dan, I'm going to steal one of your tags. I'm pretty sure you're probably going to tag this person. So the next person we're going to tag, and you got to play. Tag your it. Hashtag halfway to Halloween. Scare Dad. Let's go, Nate. Scare Dad. It's your time. It's your turn now. Hashtag halfway to Halloween. Answer the 9 questions and tag a spooky friend. And what else we got?
Well, I'm jumping down because I want to say them.
That's cheating. Cheating.
So, Jay and Val from Jay and Valing Around, another channel. We're tagging you. We want to see your halfway to Halloween, your answers to the questions.
Hashtag halfway to Halloween. You are it, guys. There you go. All right, I'm going to jump back up. We're going to tag some more people here. We had a few. Frightmare Home Hunt. Come on, Steve. Jump in here. Get in here. I know you got some good stuff. Let's see what you got here. Hashtag halfway to Halloween. There's 9 questions to answer, and we'll have the questions in there. You can follow along and do the same thing and tag a spooky friend. Definitely want to see you in there. So there it is.
Okay, I'm jumping down again. I'm not going in order.
Cheater.
Frightman.
Frightman. Frightman Frights.
Frightman Fright.
Tag your it.
Tag your it. We want you to do these questions and answer them.
Hashtag
I want to see my buddy from Trans World.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're looking forward to it.
He has pretty much all these have YouTube channels.
Yes,
right?
all of these we're mentioning are YouTube channels, and we will also have them on the screen for you to see here. Halloween Dan, Scare Dad, Frightmare Home Hunt, Jay and Valing Around, and also Frightman Frights are all channels. Go check them out. If you love spooky content, you can find that in all of these places. Although Jay and Val Around will give you a little bit more than you bargain for. They'll take you and show you everything. They'll show you the world. They'll literally show you the world. All right. The next tag, you're it. We are going to go over into the realm of Massachusetts, I believe, and we're going to throw in New England Haunter. New England Haunter also has a channel. Guys, also, I want to give a quick shout out on him. He does some, if you want to learn some DIYs and some really cool tricks and tips, definitely check out New England Haunter. He has a fantastic channel. Matter of fact, I'm going to be doing a couple of his projects this year and looking forward to it. But definitely go check him out if you want to learn DIYs and things of that nature and how to make your own little beautiful home haunt or your own great display. He's got some great stuff for you. But New England Haunter, tag your it. Hashtag halfway to Halloween. You got to answer the questions and tag a spooky friend. Our spooky friends, however you want to do it.
Yep.
You're it. You're it.
All right. I'm going in order. Okay. Halloween, 365 days.
Did I say that wrong? You did it right. No, you didn't do it right. Halloween 365. It's Halloween 365 days. All right. All right, Judy, let's go, man. Let's go. All right. Hashtag halfway to Halloween. You are it. I believe it'd be awesome to hear what your answers are to some of these questions. Jump in there. You got to play. All right.
Come on.
You got to play. And then make sure you tag.
Fun.
Yeah. Tag some spooky friends. We'll get this thing going here. So there's that one. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit up Out of the Darkness Productions. Out of the Darkness Productions. Also, once again, guys, go check these channels out. We'll try to give you a little quick synopsis. Halloween 365 days. Judy does all cool Halloween events all around California. Really cool stuff. And she shows you merch, all kind of cool stuff. Food, you name it.
So they're both Judy's?
No. Judy is Halloween 365 Days.
Okay.
Out of the Darkness Productions, if you want to check out some really cool movie reviews, and I mean like just about every movie review under the sun, they hit it. I've actually gone to see some gems because of this guy. Let me tell you, First Omen. I was so fired up. We went to saw that. Blue. That was probably one of my favorite movies of that year, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And that was because you recommended it. I've seen quite a few on your list, but he does a great job of movie reviews. Very unbiased opinions. But hey, he also does a home hunt too as well. So guess what? Hashtag you are it. Halfway to Halloween. Answer the 9 questions. Tag some spooky friends. You are in there. All right. Who's next?
Go ahead.
All right. So I didn't put this one down, but I'm gonna throw it in there anyway because we got it. I know, but I'm gonna get to that one.
Oh.
I'm throwing a bonus one in there. I didn't get it. It was supposed to be 10. I'm supposed to get 10 in there.
Oh.
So but Frady's Own.
Oh yeah.
Frady's Own. Guess what? Tag.
You are it.
You're it.
We
You're
want
it.
to hear your answers.
You're it. We just got through featuring Frady's Own on our channel. Featuring. I don't know. My mouth does whatever it wants. But anyway, we just got through now you messed me up. I can't say it now. We just got through featuring her home haunt. Once again, go check out that video.
Yes.
My favorite home haunt Halloween edition.
I'm telling you guys
Halfway to
will love
Halloween.
it.
Yes.
It was really good.
And she did a phenomenal job. A very carnival bizarre theme.
We
Super
didn't
cool.
have her on here. I
Yep.
would have said her.
Yeah, stole it. Yep, that's why I didn't put it because
No,
you would have
go
stolen
ahead.
it. You would have cheated. That's why I didn't put it there.
I
So
would've.
anyway, Frady, hashtag halfway to Halloween. Tag you're it. Answer the 9 questions. Tag some spooky friends. You're in. All right. Okay. And this last one, you want to do it?
No.
You want to do? Look at that. She refuses. All right,
Nope.
I'm gonna throw in another channel. And I've been really watching their content. They do some really cool stuff here, and it's a great channel. Tim and KT. I'm gonna go ahead and call you out here. Guess what? Tag you're it. Hashtag halfway to Halloween. Get involved.
Yeah.
I know you guys are busy. You guys are flying around. I know you just left East Coast Haunters Convention. It was phenomenal. Looked like a great show. But when you get some time, you have homework now. Answer the 9 questions, tag some spooky friends. I'm pretty sure you got plenty of spooky friends. But anyway, guys, also awesome channel. Go check out Tim and KT, and I'll go ahead and put that on the screen for you. But this is our hashtag halfway to Halloween.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yep.
Honestly, I was dreading it a little bit. Worked today, got off, and was like, oh. But this was fun. I actually really enjoyed doing this. I think you guys will too. It will also just plug your memories and make you laugh, make you cry. I don't know. But it's just another fun way to celebrate Halloween.
Yep, and your viewers get to know you a little more. You know, they get to know a little more about you. I think it's really cool. So, you see Jamie's wearing a shirt, so, you know, we got to talk about it. We're going to talk about it till it comes.
I know.
You know?
We really are. And I'm so excited for Halfway to Halloween in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Mother's Day weekend. That's the place to be. I mean, if you've watched the last couple of videos, we plugged it. It's just a fun, it is a fun vendor show. You can bring your family. You can bring people that would probably not even go. They'll still, like they wouldn't normally go. They will still have fun.
Yep.
There's food. There's haunted house. There's her shows. There's
Costume contest.
almost 200 vendors. Like a costume. Like there's just so much.
They even have a reptile show this year.
Oh.
This show keeps getting bigger every year. It just keeps getting bigger, and it's going to get to a point where I don't think you can ignore it.
Some theatrical something.
Yeah, they've got a theatrical group that's going to be doing Edgar Allan Poe inspired work. So there's something for everybody, literally. There's literally, yeah. So
that's it.
it's coming up next week, guys. And if it's not on your radar, I would say put it on your radar.
The other thing I'm going to throw out there real quick too is if you guys are not around here, I'm sure there is stuff going on in your neck of the woods for Halfway to Halloween. I know there's a lot of haunted houses that are doing Halfway to Halloween. Yep. So if you need a little spookiness in your life, look out, look on Facebook Marketplace. Google up some of your favorite haunts. See if they're doing something. Go support them. Go out, because I'm telling you, I know two of ours that we've loved to go to, Deranged in Romulus, Michigan, and Scream Machine. They are both doing something.
Nightmare Realm was doing something too.
Okay,
as well.
Nightmare Realm. So I'm shouting these out, but I'm telling you, if you aren't around here or in the Michigan area, see what's going on.
But if you're even close to the Michigan area,
come out.
Come on out.
Yes.
It's worth it. It's worth it. It's a one-day show, and it's going to eventually get to a point where it's probably going to be multiple days. But for now, trust me, it is worth it. It is the best 6 hours you will spend. I promise you that. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's all we got, right?
I think that's it.
That's it. All right.
That's it for now.
Happy halfway to Halloween, guys. Find something fun to do. Find something spooky to do.
Oh.
Get inspired. What?
Make sure you guys give us the thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
That really does help the channel. It lets YouTube know that you like what you're seeing. You like our content. Go back through some of our playlists. I've been getting on David to start making certain playlists, so that way you guys have things you can just binge watch to your heart desires.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, definitely give us a thumbs up. It helps. The algorithm can be brutal, as you guys already know. They like who they like.
Comment below if you guys are doing anything halfway to Halloween.
Yep. And comment below, period. Comment below, period.
We want to hear what you guys are doing out there and how you're getting revved up for the spooky season.
Yep. And if you are new and this is the first time stumbling across this channel and you're going, what the heck did I just spend my time watching? What is this? The rabbit hole goes deeper. Go ahead and subscribe and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. We've got more. So anyway, that's it, guys.
That's it.
Happy halfway to Halloween.
Done.
We're out.